I've worked for my father for almost a decade, and now he's betrayed me in the worst way possible, guys. Here's my story. My older brother went to university and then worked in the city as an accountant. I started to work for my dad as a plumber at 15 and went to college to get my qualifications in plumbing and gas. About the time COVID started, my brother moved back from the city and started working for my dad in accounting. My dad has been unwell for the last 4 years due to asbestosis, and it's been really hard on the family, and he's getting worse but is still loving life. I've been running the business for the last 2 years. We've expanded and now have 50 vans in the fleet and 1 qualified and 1 trainee allocated to each van. COVID was hard in the beginning, but we've bounced back. My dad still works on tools with me Friday, half day, then back to place for some beers. Friday's the only day I'm on tools now, as I'm doing everything to run the business. Well, last month he told the family that he's stepping down from the business due to health and wants to spend more time with my mother, and is giving the business to my brother and for me to step down from acting CEO. Well, this upset me. I've been in the business for over a decade now. At the beginning, it was only me and my dad. My brother never wanted to be in the business, said it was not worth his time. And now he's the boss, and I've been dumped back to a heating engineer with a 20,000 euro pay cut. He doesn't have any clue what we do or how to do it. I spoke to my dad, and he told me that my brother deserved it for all that he's done. That he has a family and I don't, and that he went to university. A lot of the workers are upset about the decision and have told me they will go where I go. I told my dad that if that's how he feels, then I will leave and start my own business. I've not spoke to dad or brother since and have told them to never contact me. For the last month, I've had thousands of calls and messages from family saying some very hurtful things and telling me I'm ungrateful for what I have. So am I the a-hole? Edit. I want to say thank you guys and everyone for your kind words after I posted this. There were so many replies to. I'll do my best to try and read them all. To hear my father tell me in his own way he doesn't think I'm good enough was hard, and for my family to take his and my brother's side was even harder. In the morning, I'll contact the large clients I've worked with over the last 6 years. I know we had some site postponed due to COVID, big money stuff, and we'll try to take them over. I have 20 of my colleagues wishing to come work for me, and I've saved nearly all the money I've earned over the last 12 years. So I think I have enough to get myself on my feet. What's up, guys? Mr. Reddito here. I hope you're having a fantastic day. So there is quite a bit of updates for this story. Let's go ahead and jump into update 1. If you're not subscribed to the channel, go ahead and click that red button underneath the video so you never miss any updated videos. And here is update number 1. I want to inform everyone that I'm not starting a business to destroy my brother. As much as I want to, I've spent almost 13 years building it, and I don't want to see anyone out of a job or the business to die. It's about 0500 here in England. You've all helped me so much. I'll be going over to talk to my father about 0800 and take him out for breakfast and chit-chat. I'm not sure if I'll get a proper answer from him, but I love my family and want my future kids to know them. I'll update after the events of later today. Update number 2. As I said in one of the comments, I believed my family had found my post, and well, they did. This morning, when I arrived at my parents' house, my mom opened the door and looked like she's been crying a lot. My dad came over to talk to me, and we went out for breakfast. He didn't say a word on the way there or when we arrived. When on the way back, he asked if we could pull over and talk. I can honestly say this was the first time I saw my dad cry. I asked why he did this to me. He said he doesn't know. How I just keep pushing, and he finally told me he owed it to my brother for not being about for him as much as me when we were growing up. And there was times my brothers needed him, but he was working. I couldn't believe it. After 12 years of hard work. That was his reasoning. I told my father I'd spent half my life working to do everything for the business, and how he would throw me aside like a piece of trash just because his son came back hurt more than I could explain. He told me he knows, as they had been shown the post that I put up. To my surprise, he wasn't mad, he seemed a bit remorseful. He told me my mother has been in pieces after reading the comments about how bad she treated me, and thinks I will never talk to them again. My dad told me after reading it, all he released, he should have split the business between us 50-50, as it'll need both of us to keep progressing, and apologized to me for never telling me how proud he was of everything I've done, and thought I know how proud he was. But my brother has full control, and my father has no say anymore, and my brother would never go 50-50. He told me he wants to go back as my brother will need me. I told him that's not my problem anymore. After the demotion, me and the cut of the pay, I tried to make it work for 3 weeks, but my brother wouldn't listen and just didn't believe me that I knew what I was talking about, telling me he knows how to run a fun and business at the same time. So I left. Why work my butt off there when I could just do the same work and make more money for myself? Well, my dad broke down, said that he had destroyed the family and should never have done what he did. I don't understand why I took this long to realize I was just a valuable piece in the company. Update number 3. As I said, I have a couple of Zoom calls with some clients today, and they've gone very well. I've been informed that they will all be sending me signed proposal letters for the upcoming work. Lucky the site starts don't clash. That was one of the main things I was worried about. 3 of my colleagues have now left the business and have spoken to my dad, informing him about why they left, and they'll be coming to work with me under their own choice. To hear them tell me this meant a lot. They've all been here between 5 to 10 years and have more experience in the industry. At the moment, I have all that we need to start a new business. With the 3 vans I own, the tools I've built up over years, and I'm looking forward to the new venture in my life, and can't wait to share this with my children when I have them. Then I received a call from my father, asking me to come over for dinner. I was unsure about it at first, but thought it was probably a step in the right direction. On arrival, my whole family was there. I went in and the atmosphere dropped. My mom wouldn't look at me, and my brother just sat there acting as if I did not exist. My dad came and asked me and my brother to come into his office. He started to ask when I was going to return to the company as they needed me in early Monday morning. I could not even believe what I was hearing. I told them both I'm not coming back. I've started my own company. And what does he mean? We gave you the business to him, my brother. My brother started to lose his temper, telling me if I cared about the company, why would I ever leave? I have some very choice words before telling him that I've always cared for this company. I've spent 12 years of my life working to make it successful. Unlike him, who swans in and just takes all the glory, I will not sit there and be treated like that. I told my brother to duck off so I could talk to father. I asked what this morning was all about, telling me he's sorry, but then expects me to go back, just running to him. He couldn't even look me in the eyes. So I left, said goodbye to my cousin, nieces, and nephews, and walked out. I've been riding for about 3 hours on and off, coming back on here to talk to people. I just want to say thank you to every one of you for the personal messages, comments, rewards, and all the kind words and encouragement. I'll try and message everyone, but I'm exhausted, and will most likely fall straight asleep. Mr. Redito here. So there wasn't an update for quite a few weeks. Then all of a sudden, update number 4 is launched by OP, and it has this to say. Sorry, it's been a while. I've had a lot going on in the last couple of weeks. I'll try and explain the most I can. So, the new business is going very well. We have a lot of work coming in and making good money. At the end of the year, I'll be looking at expanding, so very happy with that. Me and my fiancé are very happy. She's busy planning the wedding of her dreams and she wants me to wear a suit, but tough lucky, I'll be in my kilt. I couldn't be happier than I am right now, waking up every day. She's there for me no matter what, and has been my rock through everything. Then my family, okay? My father and brothers still refuse to talk to me and have told me they will not be attending the wedding, even though they have been invited. My mother's called my fiancé, but hasn't said much, only to ask about the wedding stuff, and she will not talk directly to me. My fiancé's family have been amazing. My soon-to-be in-laws have been helping with the wedding and everything else. I'm extremely thankful for everything they've done for us. My other family have now backed off and apologized and want to make amends for everything that was said. Myself, my fiancé, well, we're set to have the wedding in November. We sat down together and have decided to try have a child after we get married. That's right. We want to be excited to be a parent. So the comment sections of this one was filled with everybody saying, OP, you deserve so much better than this. The fact that your father made you work and the CEO for so long and then just give it to your brother with that reasoning is ridiculous. Here's a couple comments that are giving some support. Not the a-hole. Best of luck starting your own business. Whatever you do, don't fall into the guilt trap and go back to working for your brother. Sounds like you'll do quite well running your own. Not the a-hole. That's the biggest slap in the face. I'm seriously in disbelief at his reasoning and so sorry he did that. Wish you the best of luck in your new business endeavor. So guys, it seems like OP has a lot of support. Let me know what you thought of the story. If you were to give a little bit of advice, what would you say? Our next story is titled this: Am I the a-hole for not giving my brother and his wife any privacy? My brother lost his job along with all his savings several months ago, and soon after he asked me if it would be okay if he, 28 male, and his wife, 30 female, stayed with me until they could afford their own place again. I hesitated at first, considering I only have a one-bedroom apartment, but according to them, they had no other option, so of course I invited them over and bought a blow-up mattress for the living room. For the first month, things were manageable, although admittedly cramped. Then my brother told me that sleeping on the mattress was giving him back pains, so he asked if he could buy a small double bed for the living room. The living room is by far the biggest room I have, so I told him that would be fine as long as there was still room for my couch, TV, and bookshelves. The living room is also connected to my kitchen in an open-plan style, so I reminded my brother to leave walking space around the bed. Well, it's now been 2+ months and things have gotten a lot worse. When they first moved in, I would still use the living room every day to unwind on the couch after work. Now, whenever I go in, there's a strange vibe like I'm the one intruding. My brother and his wife are often sitting in bed together when I go in, and I always knock and stare at me pointedly until I leave. Sometimes when I sit down, they'll directly ask me for some alone time and say they would like the room to themselves. Well, this came to a head yesterday when my sister-in-law messaged me in a, quote, timetable that she'd made when it would be a good time for me to use the living room. The timetable basically says that they will allow me in the room for an hour each evening, plus 20 minutes around mealtimes. Oh my goodness, I basically shut her down instantly and told her there's no way I'd be following the timetable since in the end it's my place. She sent me back a huge message, literally a novel, dozens of paragraphs about how my constant presence was ruining her marriage with my brother, and they feel like they have absolutely no privacy. Well, I tried to talk this over with my bro that night, but when I got home, neither my brother and sister-in-law were talking to me, so he's clearly just mad. Today, an Amazon parcel arrived from my brother with a lock for the living room door, which I told him there's absolutely no way I will allow him to install that. My brother says I'm creepy for wanting constant access to where they sleep, and he's insisting on installing that lock anyways. Am I the a-hole for not giving my brother and his wife their privacy in my own living room? It looks like the majority of people are ruling this story not the a-hole. Let me know your thoughts about that. Here's the top comment. I'm betting they gaslighted you, not the a-hole, and say that you're selfish. You're not selfish for wanting your space back. You aren't asking them to continue to pay a dime when they aren't living there. You can use the timetable as a reason to say things are clearly not working out. Months is enough time for them to find footing to get their own space, even if it is something small. So yeah, guys, in my opinion of today's stories, I think this was absolutely the most ridiculous request. Someone's letting you stay there for absolutely free just to help you out, and you even have the nerve to try to make a timetable? Guys, let me know your thoughts of that story. The final story is titled this. Am I the a-hole for grounding my daughter because she called my sister-in-law a word I won't repeat? My 14-year-old daughter posted a picture of a family get-together on social media. A boy from school recognized her aunt from an adult film and messaged my daughter about it. I believe he sent a video to her as well. Before this, she had no idea her aunt was in the industry. It appears that boy spread this around in school, and my daughter's being teased for it. I notified the school, and they're looking into it and will plan to educate the students about sexism online. My husband and I are respectful and non-judgmental of my sister-in-law's profession and have tried to teach these values to our children. My daughter is understandably upset and I feel for her, but she's directing all her anger and blame towards her aunt. She's unfriended my sister-in-law from social media and removed all traces of her from her profile. She refuses to join us for weekly dinners at my sister-in-law's house, and when they come over, she ignores them and just sits in her room, playing video games. I tried talking to her about tolerance, shame, and other things, but this is just dismissive of all of it. My sister-in-law's hurt from all this. Not only did she have her privacy invaded, but she lost a good relationship with her niece. Last weekend, I went upstairs to my daughter's room to try and talk to her and get her to join us downstairs. My daughter refused and referred to my sister-in-law as some choice words that I will not repeat, and her husband as another name, along with slurs I said I won't repeat. I grounded her for 3 months and took away her interwebs. My husband definitely thinks that she should be punished for using that language, but that's too much. He also admitted he struggled accepting his sister's career path at first. He thinks she just needs the space and will come around eventually because her aunt is family. I'll be honest with you guys, I was looking through the comment section and I didn't really find any very interesting comments. It was just people bickering back and forth about whether it's okay to be in that sort of industry or not. It was just a bunch of hoopla, so let's go ahead and talk in the comment sections of this video. Guys, if you have any advice for OP that you would want to give, drop it down below, or if you've been in a similar situation, your privacy was exposed, whatever it was, drop your comments below, guys. Thank you so much for joining in to today's video. If you aren't subscribed, consider doing that. You just have to click the button directly under this video. Have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.